Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
The Niger Delta region has been the heartbeat of Nigeria's economy since the first commercial drilling of crude oil in 1957 at OTUABAGI-OLOIBIRI in present-day Bayelsa State. It has contributed massively to the country's foreign exchange earnings and till date remains a major driver of national revenue. Yet, despite its pivotal role in sustaining the economy, the reality of underdevelopment on the ground paints a rather gloomy picture of the Niger Delta. As Nigeria marks its 64th independence anniversary, this situation raises important questions about fairness and equitable development in the region. In this special report, our correspondent TIMKAT NANBOL takes a closer look at the developmental challenges confronting the region, while highlighting the pressing need for meaningful change in the oil-rich Niger Delta region.
In 1958, the report of the Sir Henry Willings Commission on Minority Rights recommended, among other things, an urgent need to develop the oil-rich Niger Delta region as an area in need of special attention. 66 years later, and 64 of which have been under an independent Nigeria, very little has actually been done or achieved talking about development and improving the living conditions of the people from the area. It is even more worrisome that this apparent neglect has continued despite providing 80 to 90% of the country's export receipt for the past 67 years and counting. According to data, 70% of the people in the region live in squalor, and the youth, even after obtaining tertiary educations, have remained largely unemployed. Their traditional means of livelihood, which is farming and fishing, are severely impacted as a result of heavy environmental pollution due to the unsustainable oil exploration and exploitation activities. Similarly, physical infrastructure such as roads and bridges, which are vital for connecting isolated coastal communities to the hinterlands, is almost absent, thereby clogging the wheels of rapid development across the region. Celebrating 64 years of independence amidst these challenges evokes deep frustration for the people and residents of the Niger Delta, who reason that Nigeria's self-rule has not alleviated their struggles, but has rather compounded their woes. For about 4 decades now, advocates from the region have been calling for genuine effort to address the grievances of derivation issues such as sidelining local communities and subnational government of control over resources found on their lands, which dates back to the 1969 Petroleum Act. This law excluded the people from directly dealing in the wealth generated from their own resources, which many stakeholders say laid the groundwork for discontent and violent agitations in the region. While the amnesty program initiated by President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua in 2009 reduced the scale of these violent agitations, the hydra-headed monster of illegal activities such as crude oil theft and artisanal crude oil refining continues underground and unabated, a situation that sabotages the nation's economy and serves as a sad reminder that the displeasure and grievances of the people are still very much alive and should be properly attended to. Successive governments in Nigeria have actually introduced various initiatives aimed at addressing the Niger Delta region's development challenges, but many of these efforts have fallen short of the expectations of the people. The Niger Delta Development Board, NDDB, established in 1960, was the first attempt, but it was hampered by insufficient funding. Similarly, the Niger Delta Basin Development Authority, NDBDA, set up in the 1970s, suffered from almost the same challenges, making it ineffective in bringing real change to the region. In 1992, the Oil Mineral Producing Areas Development Commission, OMPADEC, was created to address the environmental and developmental concerns of the oil-producing areas. However, it also struggled. By 2000, the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) was established under President Olusegun Obasanjo's administration to consolidate development effort. Despite its lofty objectives, the NDDC has faced multiple setbacks, including allegations of mismanagement of funds, political interferences, and entanglement in administrative bureaucracies. Also, the Ministry of Niger Delta Development, created to fast-track development in the region, is yet to bring about any lasting and meaningful impact across the region. For the Hydrocarbon Pollution and Remediation Project (HYPREP), established to clean up oil-contaminated lands in places like Ogoniland, has rather taken a disgusting snail pace in the delivery of its mandate. An example of the tragic neglect faced by the Niger Delta is the phase of the East-West Road, which is the region's single most important road. Awarded for reconstruction in 2006, it has sadly remained in a deplorable condition, with slow progress recorded in the last 18 years, despite its economic significance, especially to Nigeria's oil and gas industry. While this road is still in deplorable state, the current administration would rather take on a rather ambitious construction of an over 700-kilometer Lagos-Calabar coastal road than prioritize the completion of the reconstruction work on East-West Road. Beyond just empty words and promises from governments and the proliferations of agencies and initiatives that offer nothing more than compensation to a few privileged individuals, the people want to see the construction of high-impact projects like major roads and bridges that will connect previously isolated coastal communities to major cities, easing some of the hardships experienced by the coastal population. These types of projects could be likened to the construction of the Tombia-Amasoma Road and Bridge over Nun River in Bayelsa State, awarded for construction by the government of Chief DSP Alamesia in August 2005. Today, the road and bridge makes it possible for so many Bayelsans to access several communities which were impossible to reach by road, including the Bayelsa State Airport. The Bomadi Bridge over the Focados River and Abo Bridge over the Ase River, constructed under the administration of former Delta State Governor Chief James Ibori, has significantly improved interactions between several riverine communities across the state. Chief Ibori also awarded the Trans-Warri Ode Shekiri Road and Bridges in 2006, which is now receiving accelerated attention under Governor Sheriff Oboriowori, who has promised to complete it by the end of 2027. When completed, it will open up access by road to Ode Shekiri, traditional headquarters of the Shekiri people, for the first time in over 500 years. The ongoing Bodo-Boni Link Road project, undertaken by the federal government and the NLNG in Rivers State, which will connect Boni Island to mainland for the first time ever, is another example of the kind of project that the people are yearning for, to connect previously isolated communities and drive socio-economic development and interaction in the region. In Bayelsa State, the Nembe Brass, Yenogua Oporoma and Sagbama Ekeremo roads to link communities in the 3 senatorial districts under the leadership of Governor Doyodiri will connect several isolated communities for the first time by land. Without a doubt, the people of the Niger Delta yearn for real developmental projects that will foster economic growth and significantly improve the quality of life of the people. The sentiment is that while Nigeria celebrates 64 years of independence, it is yet to bring the meaningful development the region has long desired. Sustainable development efforts by both national and subnational government must be driven with a focus on projects that reduce isolation, improve access to essential services, and support the economic livelihood of the people.
Inside the Niger Delta,